Hey everyone, stop scrolling right now, because this one ancient proverb is about to flip your world upside down and make you rethink every single relationship, job, political choice, and even your own inner demons in a way that hits hard and sticks forever. When the axe entered the forest, the trees said, "The handle is one of ours." Yeah, let that sink in deep. The deadly tool, chopping down everything in sight, has a handle made from wood, just like the trees themselves. And because it feels so familiar, so much like one of us, the trees don't fight back. They don't run. They even welcome it at first, thinking it's safe, it's family, it's from the same roots. But by the time they realize the truth, the forest is gone, reduced to stumps and silence. This isn't some dusty old fable gathering dust on a shelf. It's a razor-sharp warning about betrayal from the inside, the kind that sneaks up because it looks, sounds, and feels just like you. In the next hour or more of straight, no-fluff breakdown, we're packing this with real-life stories, step-by-step analysis, warning signs you can spot today, and actionable tools to protect yourself. I'll unpack every layer of what, when the axe entered the forest, the trees said the handle is one of ours, really means for modern life in America, from toxic friendships that drain your soul to corporate backstabbing that kills careers, from political insiders who sell out their own people to city. LF sabotage, where you're handing the axe to yourself. You'll hear true tales of people who got chopped down hard, but learned to rebuild stronger. You'll get the red flags to watch for before the swing comes. And by the end, you'll have a toolkit to safeguard your own forest, your circle, your peace, your future, from those deceptive handles that seem oh so familiar. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you thought was on your side, or if you're sensing something off in your life right now but can't quite pin it down, stick around. This could save you years of pain. Hit that like button if the proverb already gives you chills, and drop a comment below. What's one time in your life when the handle was one of ours and it caught you off guard? Share your story lightly. We're building a community here to learn from each other without overwhelming the flow. Let's start right at the roots of this proverb, because understanding where it comes from makes its power hit even harder in today's chaotic world. The saying, "When the axe entered the forest, the trees said, the handle is one of ours," has ancient origins, popping up in Turkish folklore, with echoes in Aesop's fables from ancient Greece, where trees debate giving wood to an axe, and even in old Hebrew wisdom tales about tools borrowing from what they destroy. It's been passed down through generations because it's timeless. Humans have always faced threats from within, and that familiarity breeds the deadliest blindness. Imagine a lush American forest, say in the Pacific Northwest, with towering redwoods standing shoulder to shoulder, their branches interlocking like a tight-knit community, roots sharing water and nutrients underground, surviving fires, floods, and storms together because they're united. They're the same. That's your family, your workplace team, your neighborhood, your political party, your friend group, any place where trust is built on shared identity, shared struggles, shared dreams. Now picture the axe gliding in. The blade is cold steel, foreign and sharp, but the handle, it's warm wood carved from a fallen tree in that very forest. The trees glance over and think, wait, that's us. That wood grain looks just like mine. The texture feels familiar. So instead of sounding the alarm, rallying defenses, or uprooting to safety, they relax. They say, "Come on in, brother. You're one of ours." Maybe they even help polish the handle or point out the weakest spots to chop first. And chop it does, one tree after another tumbling down, the canopy opening up to harsh sun, the ecosystem crumbling. The forest that was once unbreakable is now a barren field, all because the danger wore a disguise of similarity. This proverb isn't about fearing everything. It's about waking up to the fact that the most devastating blows often come from what seems closest, most like us, and learning to question that comfort before it's too late. Now let's bring this home to personal relationships, because this is where, when the axe entered the forest, the trees said, "The handle is one of ours," cuts the deepest and leaves the longest scars for so many folks out there. Think about your inner circle, those people you've let in close because they share your history, your laughs, your secrets. The handle is that shared bond. Grew up in the same town, went through the same hardships, speak the same slang, root for the same teams. It feels safe, right? But betrayal from within thrives on that. Take romantic partners. You meet someone who gets you like no one else. They're from your world, understand your family drama, share your values on paper. You open up completely, build a life together. Then the axe swings. They cheat, lie about finances, or emotionally manipulate you using those very secrets you shared. Why does it hurt so bad? Because the handle was one of ours. They knew exactly where to strike for maximum damage. Real example from everyday America. Emily from Texas trusted her boyfriend of 5 years because he was just like her. Same small-town roots, same love for country music and barbecues. He knew her insecurities from past relationships, but he used them to gaslight her during arguments, making her doubt her sanity while he hid an affair. When it all came out, she said, "The worst part wasn't the betrayal, it was realizing I let him in because he felt so familiar." Friendships do the same. That bestie who's been with you since college, knows all your dreams, but starts undermining you out of jealousy, stealing your ideas at work, bad-mouthing you to mutual friends. The forest of your social life gets chopped, isolation sets in. How do you spot it early? Look for patterns. Do they celebrate your wins or downplay them? Do they give as much as they take? If the answer's no, that's the axe gleaming. Set boundaries like fences in the forest. Limit sharing vulnerabilities until trust is proven over time. And if needed, prune them out gently but firmly. Healthy relationships grow the forest. Toxic ones clear-cut it. Shifting gears to the workplace where, when the axe entered the forest, the trees said, "The handle is one of ours," plays out like a daily drama in offices across the US. From Silicon Valley startups to Wall Street firms. You're part of a team, shared goals, company swag, inside jokes about the boss. The handle is that camaraderie. We're all grinding together, we're family here. But insiders can wield the axe harder than any outsider. Colleagues who started at the same level as you know the company culture inside out, but step on you to climb. Bosses who rose from the ranks talk about team first, but cut corners on safety or ethics to hit quotas, chopping down morale and careers. True story. Mark in Chicago worked at a manufacturing plant for 15 years. His supervisor, a guy who'd been on the floor with him for a decade, one of ours, same union background, promised promotions, but kept assigning Mark the risky jobs while taking credit for his safety ideas. When layoffs hit, the supervisor saved his own skin by blaming Mark for delays. Mark lost his job, health benefits gone, family struggling. He later reflected, "I trusted him because he was like me, blue collar, family man." But that handle let the blade in. Corporations amplify this. Think Enron or Wells Fargo scandals, where employees from within faked accounts or cooked books because leaders who understood the pressure encouraged it. The forest of ethical business crumbles. Thousands lose jobs. To protect yourself, document everything, emails, meetings, contributions. Build networks outside your immediate team. Question loyalty when it means silence on wrongs. If the handle starts feeling sharp, update your LinkedIn and have an exit plan. Careers thrive in healthy forests. They die in ones blinded by familiarity. Politics is another massive arena where this proverb screams loud, especially in divided America today. Parties, movements, communities, forests of shared ideals, flags, slogans. The handle is the "one of us" appeal. Politicians who grew up poor like you, speak your dialect, eat at your diners, promise to fight for people like us. Voters think, finally, someone from our side. But the axe swings. Policies that gut social programs for the poor while enriching donors, or rhetoric that divides the very community they claim to represent. The forest shrinks, inequality grows, trust erodes, but supporters defend because he's our guy. Look at recent history. Leaders who rally forgotten Americans but push tax cuts for the rich, chopping down middle-class security. Or insiders in activist groups who co-opt causes for personal gain, betraying the movement from within. The proverb warns, don't let shared identity blind you to actions. Vote for policies that protect the whole forest, not just familiar handles. Engage critically. Fact-check, diversify news sources. When the axe entered the forest, the trees said, the handle is one of ours. But smart trees learn to spot the blade anyway. Family dynamics bring this home in the most painful way, as the forest here is blood deep. Siblings, parents, cousins, one of ours, by default. The handle is unbreakable ties, shared childhood memories, holidays, DNA. But betrayal cuts sharpest. A parent who favors one child, using guilt from family loyalty to extract money or time. Siblings who inherit unequally or spread lies during disputes. In America, with rising elder care costs and economic stress, this happens daily. Kids draining parents' savings while claiming, we're family. Story. Lisa from Florida cared for her aging mum, but her brother, the family golden boy, visited rarely, but convinced Mum to sign over assets to him, leaving Lisa broke after Mum's passing. He was one of us. Same upbringing, same stories. I never saw it coming. Protect by setting clear expectations early, family meetings on finances, legal docs like wills, love unconditionally, but help conditionally. Boundaries aren't betrayal, they're forest preservation. Self-sabotage is the ultimate internal axe, where you're both forest and handle. Habits made from your own wood, procrastination from fear learned in childhood, negative self-talk echoing past failures. You think, this is just who I am, and let it chop dreams, skipping gym because I'm not athletic like my family, avoiding risks because failure runs in the blood. The proverb flips it. Question familiar patterns. Therapy uncovers the blade. New routines replace the handle. Story. John from New York self-sabotaged jobs because laziness was our family trait. He realized it was anxiety, got help, built habits, now thriving. You can too. Communities and social groups echo this. Neighborhoods where locals push harmful changes like gentrification because it's for us. The forest urbanizes, original residents displaced. Spot by community involvement, voice concerns early. Business ventures, partners like brothers who embezzle. Vet with contracts, not just handshakes. Health, ignoring symptoms because it's normal for our age group. Familiarity delays treatment. Education, schools where teachers from the community overlook issues, chopping futures. Tools to combat, daily reflection, journal patterns, diverse perspectives, seek outsiders' views. Accountability buddies, exit strategies for toxic situations. Build resilience, therapy, books like Boundaries by Cloud and Townsend. Practice forgiveness, but not forgetfulness. More stories. In sports, teams betrayed by loyal coaches taking bribes. In tech, founders ousted by co-founders like family. In activism, leaders selling out for fame. The proverb teaches discernment over blind trust. Forests endure when vigilant. Final thoughts. When the axe entered the forest, the trees said, the handle is one of ours, but you don't have to be those trees. See the whole axe. Protect your growth. If this helped, like and subscribe for more wisdom drops. Comment your handle story. Let's engage lightly, stay strong, peace out. Now expanding with even more depth to ensure fullness, let's circle back to relationships with extra layers. In dating apps rampant in US cities, people match based on shared vibes, same hobbies, same politics. But the axe hides, catfishing with familiar profiles, spot by video calls early. In marriages, 50% end in divorce, many from internal betrayals like hidden addictions. Counseling helps spot handles. For parents, kids as axes, rebellion using family knowledge. Open talks prune issues. Workplaces deeper. Remote work blurs lines. Colleagues feel like friends but compete fiercely. Zoom fatigue hides sabotage. Track contributions digitally. Politics extended, 2024 election vibes, candidates one of us pushing division, voter education counters, family, holiday gatherings amplify, uncles spreading misinformation because family tradition. Fact check gently, self, morning routines combat, affirmations replace negative wood, communities, online forums where mods from us censor unfairly, report, find better groups. Business, startups fail 90%, often from co-founder betrayals. Equity agreements key. Health, ignoring mental health because strong like my dad. Therapy normalizes. Education, bullying from in-group kids. Zero tolerance policies. More tools. Mindfulness apps for reflection. Books, The Gift of Fear by Becker for spotting threats. Networks, mastermind groups for outside eyes, stories, celebrity betrayals like Hollywood insiders leaking scandals. Every day, neighbors, one of us, starting HOA wars. Global angle. In US immigration debates, insiders pushing exclusion despite shared struggles. Environmental. Locals supporting logging because jobs for us. Long-term loss. Cultural. Media where familiar stars promote harmful trends. The proverb's universality applies to tech AI debates, insiders building destructive tools. Wrap with hope, forests regrow, learn, adapt, thrive. Thanks for sticking, your time means everything. Like if inspired, comment your takeaway. Sub for more. Out.